Jai Maha Maya ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai. In our last discourse, we read about the king Saratha and the businessman Samadhi going to the Muni to ask him how they can still their mind. And we'll go on to chapter 33 to hear some of his answer. The king Saratha said, "O Muni, this businessman and I have now become friends in the forest. He has been expelled from his home by his sons and wife, and he has come lately here into the forest. He is now suffering very much from the bereavement of his family and has become very much troubled in his mind. He is not getting any peace whatsoever. Also, like him, I too have become very distressed owing to my kingdom being robbed away. This thought, though really devoid of any substantial cause, is not leaving my heart now. Oh, my elephants and my horses, now under my enemies, have become weak. My servants are suffering very much owing to my absence. My enemies will, within no time, squander away forcibly all my hoarded riches. This thought is not giving me any happiness. Nay, I cannot get any sleep owing to this care and anxiety. O Lord, I know that this world is false as a dream, yet my mind is so deluded that I cannot make it quiet. Who am I? What are those horses and elephants to me? They are not my brothers, sons, nor friends, yet I feel very much for them and am troubled with their troubles. O Muni, I know these all are delusions, still I am not able to make my mind free from them. This is very wonderful indeed. What is the cause of all this, O Lord? Nothing is veiled from your sight. You are fully able to solve all these problems. Therefore, O ocean of mercy, kindly explain to me and this businessman the cause of all this delusion." When the king Saratha asked the Muni thus, he replied to him in the following words, full of wisdom, so that his delusion and sorrow might vanish. The Muni said, "O king, I am telling you the cause of bondage as well as the cause of release of all the beings in this universe. She is known as Maha Maya. She is the Mula Prakriti, the state of equilibrium of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Indra, Varuna, Vayu, and the other devas, Gandharvas, and Rakshasas, men, deer, animal, birds, trees, and various kinds of creepers, all are under Maya. Thus they are all bound. Again, they all get released when they are released by that Maya. By her is created all this world, moving and not moving. All the beings are caught in her net, and all are under the control of her. You are a Kshatriya, so Rajoguna preponderates in you, and your heart thus rendered impure. She, by her Maya, deludes even the minds of those who are Janans, or wise. You are but an ordinary man compared to them. Even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, though possessed of vast wisdom, still roam under the sway of Maya, in the three worlds, completely deluded by their attachments to the sensual objects. O king, in the Satya Yuga, in ancient times, Vishnu, Narayan himself, performed a very hard tapasya in the Sveta Dvipa. He passed away full 10,000 years in meditation with the object of attaining the unbroken, everlasting bliss and becoming steadfastly attached to Brahma Vidya. O king, Brahma too became engaged in performing a great tapasya, meditating on the primordial force, the Adi Shakti, in a very wonderful solitary place for the cessation of delusion. Once on a time, Vishnu wanted to go to another place. He got up and started to see other places. Brahma also left his place and started for another destination. When they met each other on their way, each other asked the other, "Who are you?" The Brahma answered, "I am the creator. I am Brahma." Hearing this Brahma's words, Vishnu said, "O stupid one, I am Vishnu. Therefore, I am the creator of this world. You are inferior to me, as there is so much Rajoguna in preponderance in you. Me, know me as the eternal Vasudeva prepondering in Sattva Guna. Do you not remember that I fought a dreadful battle for you and thus saved your life a short while ago? I slew those two demons, Madhu and Kataiva, when you were very much distressed by them and took my refuge. How then do you now boast, O fool? Quit your this vain boasting now. In this world there is none superior to me." The Rishi went on. Thus engaged in disputing with each other, their lips were quivering with anger and their eyes got red. When behold, there appeared suddenly between these two disputants a nectar-like white phallic emblem, a lingam, wonderfully long and extensive. Then a voice from without any body spoke out in the heavens and addressed Brahma and Vishnu, who were quarreling thus. "Whoever amongst you will be able to go to the other end of the lingam, whether beyond its top or below its bottom, he is certainly the superior of you two. Let one of you therefore go to Patala, and let the other go up to the heavens. Leave off your useless dispute, and take my word as proof. It is always advisable to select an umpire to decide such quarrels as this that has sprung up between the two of you." The Rishi went on, "O king, hearing thus the divine word, both of them became ready and began energetically to measure the length of this wonderful Shiva lingam that stood in front of them. Vishnu went down to Patala, and Brahma went up to the heavens, to the Akasa, to measure the lingam, and thus to ascertain their superiority. Going down some distance, Vishnu got tired, and doing his best, when he could not find out the end of the lingam, he returned and remained at the desired meeting place. On the other hand, Brahma was ascending to the skies when he got one Ketaki flower dropping from the head of the lingam. He became overglad and returned also to the desired meeting place. Brahma became very much elated with vanity, and when he returned, he at once showed that flower to Vishnu and spoke thus the false words. "O Vishnu, this Ketaki flower has been obtained from the head of the lingam. I have brought this to you simply that you would recognize it and be convinced in your heart." Hearing these words of Brahma, Vishnu saw the Ketaki flower and said, "O Brahma, who is your witness in this matter? He whose words are true, who is equal to all, who is intelligent, pure, and always good conduct, he can be the witness in such matters of dispute." Brahma said, "Who will come now as witness from that far-off place? This Ketaki flower is the witness. This will give it evidence." Thus saying, Brahma requested Ketaki to give evidence. Ketaki soon replied thus to convince Vishnu. "O Vishnu, I was on the head of Mahadeva Shiva, the Shiva Lingam. Brahma has brought me from there down to this place. You ought not therefore to have any doubt on this point. My word is the evidence. Brahma has gone to the other end of the lingam. Some devotee of Shiva has put me on his head, and Brahma has got me down from there." Hearing thus the words of Ketaki, Vishnu was very much astonished and said this, "I cannot trust your word. If Shiva comes and speaks this himself, then I can trust and take it as proof." The Rishi said, "O king, the eternal Shiva, hearing the words of Vishnu, spoke thus to Ketaki with great anger. "O liar, do not utter such false words. You dropped down from my head, and Brahma, while ascending up, picked you up on the way. Now, as you have told a lie, I will never take you. You are henceforth forsaken by me." Brahma was then very much put to shame. He bowed down to Vishnu. Shiva forsook the Kataki fire from that date. O king, such is the power of Maya. When Brahma, Vishnu, and the other wise persons are so deluded by her, what need to speak of other ordinary mortals? See, Vishnu, the lord of Lakshmi, is self-deluded and is always deceiving the demons for the welfare of the devas, without any fear whatsoever of the sin that he is thereby incurring. Though he is the Lord of all, yet he has to take several incarnations and several wombs, forsaking the pleasure of the heavens and fighting with the demons, O king. Vishnu is omniscient and he is the Lord of the worlds, specially. He is the only one supreme in the creation of the gods. Now, when Maya exercises such a powerful influence on Vishnu, what wonder is there that the ordinary beings would be deluded by her? O king, that highest Prakriti draws away violently the heart of the wise and drags them down into the ocean of the world. That this omnipresent Bhagavati is ever the cause of bondage of all when she casts her net of delusion. And she is again the cause of liberation when she imparts her knowledge to them. O Brahman, what is the nature of her, and what is, the king then asked, King Suratha asked the Muni, O Muni, what is the nature of her, and what is the supreme force? What is the cause of this creation, and where is her highest place? Kindly narrate all this to us. The Rishi said, O king, she is beginningless. Therefore she has no origin at any time. That highest Devi is eternal, and she is always the cause of all causes. O king, she resides in all the beings as the essential vital force. Deprived of that force, every being is reduced to a dead carcass. She is prevailing as the universal force of consciousness in all the beings. The form of this Shakti force is the form made up of consciousness itself. Her appearance and disappearance, at times, are simply for the serving the purposes of the gods. O king, whenever the devas and men worship her, Ambika Devi makes her appearance visible to destroy their pains and sufferings. She assumes various forms and possesses various powers. That highest Ishvati comes down of her free will to serve some purpose or another. She is not like the devas, under the control of fate or time. She is not under the influence of any of these, as both fate and time are created by her. She puts always every being to action according to his capacity. Purusha is not the doer, he is simply the witness. The whole universe is the object seen. That Devi is the mother of all of this that is witnessed. She is the manifested and she is the unmanifested, and she is the effect also. She alone is the actress and manifests thus the worlds, and thus gives the coloring to the Purusha. When the Purusha is colored thus, she destroys quickly these worlds. It is said that Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are respectively the creator, preserver, and destroyer of this world. But this is merely a statement. Really, they are merely instruments in her hand. Bhagavati has created them, in reality, for her pastime, and stationed them in their respective post. She has bestowed on them her part manifestations, Saraswati to Brahma, Mahalakshmi to Vishnu, and Maha to Shiva, and has thus rendered them more powerful. They, the lords of the devas, always meditated and worshipped her as their creatrix, preservix, and destructrix of this universe. O king, I have thus described to you, as far as my intelligence and knowledge go, the holy greatness of the excellent glory of her, the Divine Mother. Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Viche is her 9-lettered mantra. Here ends the 33rd chapter of the 5th book on the description of the greatness of the Devi in the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, the Mahapurana of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Maha Maya ki jai, Haryakandeshvari Mata ki jai, Vishveshvari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.